Alright guys, so I want to talk about gear you should have in your bag. A lot of people are kind of struggling with the jump rope thing, especially today. Ours are beat up and old, so they're getting frayed, getting stuck on pants and clothes and having a hard time. The other thing is that if you practice, you'll get a lot better, obviously. But one thing you want to know is that if you have your own jump rope, you're used to it, so you know how to use it consistently. Different lengths, different sizes, different ropes. You're going to struggle on certain days, depending on your day is or whatever. So if you have your own jump ropes, it's going to be a lot easier. A couple of ones that I recommend. The Rogue Fitness one is one I love with the long handles. There's the guy we had come in and do our cross rope one. These ones are alright. They're kind of cool because different sizes, different packages, different weights, which help to learn your double unders. But nothing's going to get better than just plain old practice. The one I would honestly recommend, I don't have right now, but Whitney and Mitch both use them, are the RX. Is that RX, Whitney?
Yes.
Jump rope RX. They got the big, fat, squishy handle. You'll probably see them using them. They're really nice. Those I'd recommend. Next thing I want to talk about is wrist wraps. All right, guys, we got a couple. You've probably seen these in here. Well, we used to sell them. I'm out right now, and I'm probably not going to get any more anytime soon. I like these ones. They're nice, but the only downside of these is they're either really, really tight or they're really loose. There's no in between. All right, and the other thing is they're kind of a pain in the ass to put on in a hurry. So these ones we used to have. Most people have these. The ones I currently like a lot right now are the Rogue Fitness ones, and there's a couple of brands that make them. You want to make sure you get one that wraps around your wrist, probably twice. I think a couple of you guys have these, and they're a little short. They wrap once. The wrapping twice just gives you a lot of extra stability when you're lifting. And these are really nice because they're easy to put on fast, and you can loosen them up in a hurry. Loose, really tight, that fast, which is really sweet. So wrist wraps are definitely a must in your backpack, in your gym bag. What kind you get is up to you. Hand protection. This is definitely not a must. I'd get especially for the girls. The batting gloves, I still really like. Just depends on what I'm doing. They're great. The leather ones are great on the nylon ropes and the manila ropes. The manila rope is the brown one. It's very sticky and tacky. These ones, the leather gloves, batting gloves on those are like glue. These are awesome. So if you want to get better at the ropes in a hurry, like overnight, get a pair of batting gloves. Super tight. The tighter the better. You want to get the smallest ones you can find, preferably without elastic around the wrist. Those are going to be a little more expensive, but they're going to do better. If you find the ones with elastic on the wrist, they'll still be fine. The next thing, these are Whitney's. I've got a pair too. I love these. They are a gymnast wrap. You can get these pretty much anywhere online, but again, Rogue Fitness has them, and you want them large. You don't want them sitting on your hand like so. They're going to sit up around your top knuckles like this, and you're going to tighten this down, and it's basically going to take a lot of the pressure off your hands, and again, it'll make you stronger at your pull-ups right away because it sticks to the bar. Usually. Depends on if you're really sweaty or wet or whatever. But most of the time it's going to stick to the bar. When you hang on like so, it's going to take a lot of pressure off your hands, so it's going to be easier to hang on to. But the nice thing is it's going to take all that friction off your hands so you don't get a lot of blisters. Alright? Bad thing is sometimes it will be harder to hang on to if you're slippery, if you just find a really smooth spot on the bar, but whatever, you get used to it. Upside again is you'll have less blisters in your hands, and it won't leave you bloody and torn. I won't kick you out of the gym from bloody hands. That's hand protection. A couple of you guys have seen me use these, and a couple of the girls in here have bought these before. There's the ones like so. These are a strap, a lifting strap. There's these ones, and you have the ones that are just like they're shaped like a teardrop. Same idea. You're going to wrap these around your hand like so. Wrap around the bar once, and it's going to take all the pressure off your hands, so you can lift more weight without your wrist or your grip being the limiting factor, all right? You're only going to use these if you are consistently lifting or consistently doing a lot of powerlifting outside of class and you are trying to get stronger, right? We're not going to use these in class, and we're not going to use these in a WOD, all right? But if you want to get these and use them if you're doing a lot of lifting, they are a good thing to get, all right? So again, so far, I would definitely get the wrist wraps, and I would definitely get the gymnast wraps. On top of that, if you want to add to it, and as well the jump rope. But on top of that, I would get these. You guys see me wear these. I think Mitch has some. Whitney's going to grab some too. I would grab these before I got lifting shoes, all right? For a simple fact that these are for your knees. They're going to stabilize your knees, make your knees feel much better, and make your joints feel a lot better when you're lifting and after lifting, all right? I honestly, if I was going to do it again, I would get these before I got lifting shoes, all right? They're blue. They are called Reband. It's hard to see, but R-E-H-B-A-N-D. If you have knee issues or you're just kind of old and rickety, These things are awesome. All right, you're gonna buy them one at a time. I want to say they're 30 or 40 bucks a pop, so you're looking about 90 to 100 bucks for a set. But these are hands down worth the money. I would get these before I got lifting shoes any day of the week. That's Reband knee sleeves. Google it; they'll pop up anywhere. I can't remember where I got them exactly off the top of my head. Shoes. I would definitely have a second pair of shoes. One would be for lifting / rope climbing, and then your second pair would be like I'm wearing right now. Something you can run in. Not 800 or not 200s and 400s. Just something that's a little squishy so you can do longer, like the 5K. They get the idea. Longer like the 5K, the 800s, anything over 400 meter. You're going to want something a little squishier than a pair of Converse. The Nanos, I haven't worn the new ones, but the old ones, the first ones I wore, wasn't a huge fan of running long distance in them because they're kind of boxy in the heel. They force you to stay way up on your toes, farther than you want to be in your toes. So that's shoes. Definitely have a solid pair of lifting shoes. I would not honestly get the lifting shoes until you've been doing this stuff for a couple of years. All right, they're expensive. You can't feel the difference in your lift with a pair of shoes if you haven't been lifting that long. So personally, I wouldn't get those for a couple of years. I'd stick to something cheap like a pair of Converse. I've talked many times about the Adidas Sambas if you don't want to spend the $120 on Nanos. But Nanos are a pretty solid shoe. I like them, especially the new ones. They're pretty sweet. Last thing, tape. All right, KT tape. KT tape is not a miracle worker. The only thing it really does is it does work. It's very good at what it does. But it's not magic. It doesn't do anything like non-sciencey. All it really does is basically hold your shoulder in a good position, or your joint, whatever you're going to use it on. Hold your joint in a good position, so that anytime you leave that good position and go into a shitty position, your body is automatically going to know that, and it's going to correct itself. All right. So if you have knee problems and you tend to do one of these things, and you tape your knees, all right, you tape your knees correctly. The second you go into that position, your knees are going to feel that and automatically kick themselves out. If your shoulder, if you have a bad habit of hunching, if you do that when you're not even working out, you're going to automatically roll the shoulders back. Your skin can feel that tape where it wants to be, and it's going to correct the problem. So this stuff is really, really good if you use it as it's supposed to be used. All right, it's not going to make your workouts faster. It's not going to do anything magic. It keeps you in a better position. All right, you put it on when you're clean. You take a shower, wipe yourself down.